Hello and welcome everyone on this official platform of Legacy IAS Academy. So today in this session we are going to discuss the issue and the involvement of China in Myanmar region. What if I told you that a $6 billion trade route could decide the fate of a nation while world looks the other way? जी हाँ. So as you can see here the headlines, how China manipulates Myanmar's ethnic resistance. So in the jungles of northern Myanmar, a dangerous game is unfolding. One that involves the ethnic armies, rebel coalition, a collapsing military junta, and behind the scenes, the quiet, calculated hand of China. This is not just another civil conflict. This is a 21st century battlefield where diplomacy, dollars, and divisions are more powerful than the bullets. जी हाँ. From the secret ceasefires to the backdoor deals, from manipulated alliances to resource wars, you are about to discover how Beijing is redrawing Myanmar's map without ever firing a shot. And more importantly, how the shadow war threatens not just Myanmar's future but also the fragile peace in India's northeast and the broader Indo-Pacific region. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will understand how one country is rewriting the rules of modern warfare using trade, pressure, and silence. So what is the context of the news here? तो सबसे पहले हम शुरू से बात करेंगे 2025 की. So since early 2025, when Malaysia became the chair of ASEAN, and ASEAN has been trying to bring peace in Myanmar region. But at the same time, China has been doing its own negotiations with ethnic armed groups. China अपने खुद के negotiation कर रहा है म्यांमार में, म्यांमार के बॉर्डर के पास. किनके साथ? ethnic armed groups के साथ. Now, why is China doing this? What is the real motive of China? तो अगर हम सबसे पहले बात करें कि चाइना ये चीजें क्यों कर रहा है, तो हमें इस मैप को समझना पड़ेगा. We need to understand this map. So first of all, let me tell you that China wants to restart the border trade, which worth around $6 billion. जी हाँ. So China wants to restart its border trade, which worth around $6 billion a year between northern Shan state, as you can see here in Myanmar, between northern Shan state and China's Yunnan province. जी हाँ, Yunnan province in China. Now, this trade was stopped after 3 ethnic armed groups, which is called as Brotherhood Alliance. जी हाँ, this trade was stopped after 3 ethnic armed groups, which is called as Brotherhood Alliance, who launched the Operation 1027. Brotherhood Alliance ने ऑपरेशन लॉन्च किया, that is called as Operation 1027 against the Myanmar's military junta rule, that is against the Myanmar's military regime in October 2023. तो इन्होंने याद रखिएगा ऑपरेशन शुरू किया है, क्लियर, अगेंस्ट ब्रदरहुड अलायंस ने अगेंस्ट म्यांमार मिलिट्री regime in October 2023. Now, other trade routes like the one through Kachin state are much smaller, and also due to the US-China trade war, US-China trade war भी चल रहा है, so also due to the US-China trade war, China's trade is already affected. So a peaceful Myanmar is important for Chinese economic interest. So अब सबसे पहली चीज, China does not care who rules Myanmar. First of all, China does not care who rules Myanmar, चाहे ऑन सान सूकी हो या मिलिट्री regime हो. China does not mind if Myanmar is democratic or authoritarian. China just wants stability for its investment and trade. This is the motive of China in Myanmar. So fighting disrupts the China's plan. So it wants to stop the conflict. That is the main motive of China. फाइटिंग की वजह से चाइना की इन्वेस्टमेंट बर्बाद हो रही है, ट्रेड डिस्टर्ब हो रहा है. दैट इज व्हाई चाइना वांट्स टू स्टॉप दिस कॉन्फ्लिक्ट. नाउ देयर आर वेरियस एथनिक आर्म्ड ग्रुप्स नियर चाइना. नाउ हाउ मेनी एथनिक आर्म्ड ग्रुप्स आर देयर नियर चाइना in Myanmar? So let me tell you, there are 7 major ethnic armed groups. जी हाँ, there are 7 major ethnic armed groups near China's border, as you can see here, near China's border. Now, first of all, let me tell you, there are 3 ethnic armed groups that are not fighting the regime. वो regime से fight नहीं कर रहे हैं. वो 3 ethnic armed group कौन से हैं? First of all, as you can see the image, this ethnic armed group is called as UWSA. UWSA. That is United Wa State Army. Another is Shan State Progress Party, SSPP. SSPP, Shan State Progress Party. Another is NDAA, National Democratic Alliance Army. NDAA, National Democratic Alliance Army. Now these 3 ethnic armed groups are not fighting with the regime, but there are 3 other ethnic armed groups who are fighting with the regime in Myanmar. अब वो कौन से एथनिक आर्म ग्रुप्स हैं जो म्यांमार की मिलिट्री से फाइट कर रहे हैं? सो द फर्स्ट इज KIA, काचिन इंडिपेंडेंस आर्मी. जी हां, काचिन इंडिपेंडेंस आर्मी. सेकेंड आर्म्ड ग्रुप इज तांग नेशनल लिबरेशन आर्मी. एज यू कैन सी हियर, दिस इज तांग नेशनल लिबरेशन आर्मी, TNLA. And the third group is MNDAA, that is Myanmar National Democratic Alliance Army. As you can see here, इनका मैप तो चाइना जैसा ही, इनका फ्लैग तो चाइना जैसा दिखता है. म्यांमार नेशनल डेमोक्रेटिक अलायंस आर्मी. नाउ दीज ग्रुप्स डिपेंड ऑन चाइना. ये जो 3 ग्रुप है जो वहां म्यांमार में रिजीम से लड़ रहे हैं, दीज ग्रुप्स डिपेंड ऑन चाइना फॉर फूड, फॉर फ्यूल एंड मेडिसिन. But there is one more group that is called as Arakan Army. As you can see here, one ethnic armed group which is mostly dependent of China, mostly independent of China, that is Arakan Army. Arakan Army mostly independent है, China पे ज्यादा depend नहीं है. समझ में आ रहा है? So that is Arakan Army. So Arakan Army from which state? Arakan Army from Rakhine state or Rakhine state. It is from Rakhine state. Clear? So remember this thing, Arakan Army is from Rakhine state and it helps other groups in northern Shan, but it operates in western Myanmar, which is near Bangladesh and India. So China is also cautious with it. Now what is China's tactics? अब चाइना की यहां पर चाल क्या है? चाइना की tactics क्या है? See, China is not helping or creating a long-term solution. Instead, China wants to divide the territories between the regime and ethnic armed groups so that trade can resume. China क्या करना चाह रहा है? डिवाइड करना चाह रहा है म्यांमार की टेरिटरीज को मिलिट्री और उनके एथनिक आर्म्ड ग्रुप्स के बीच में, so that China can resume its trade. That is why China sets the terms and pressure. Even China also set the different terms and condition and pressure groups also to accept or face the punishment. This is done by China. So China basically कौन सी policy adopt कर रहा है यहाँ पर? China is following the divide and rule policy. China used to talk to all the ethnic armed groups also together, but now China talks all the ethnic armed groups separately. So this weakens their unity and stops them from joining with the national unity government. So national unity government, that is the civilian government which is in exile, है ना? ये चाइना की चाल है. So China also told the groups like यूनाइटेड वा जो ग्रुप है UWSA and SSPP and NDAA. China has also told these groups not to help others, है ना, fighting the regime, that is no weapons, food or medicine. चाइना ने कहा है कि आप किसी भी अदर ग्रुप्स को हेल्प ना करें. अब इन सभी चीजों का, अब ये जो चाइना प्रेशर क्रिएट कर रहा है, इसका आउटकम क्या है? So let's see the outcome. What are the result of China's pressures? So let me tell you that the military cooperation among northern ethnic armed groups has already weakened. Arakan army is less pressured because it operates far from China's key trade zones and also avoid disturbing Chinese projects. Chinese project kaun sa? Like Kyukfu, as you can see here, Kyukfu. तो अराकन आर्मी इनके चाइना के प्रोजेक्ट को ज्यादा डिस्टर्ब भी नहीं कर रही है. क्यूफू डीप सी पोर्ट प्रोजेक्ट, डीप सी पोर्ट. सो अराकन आर्मी इज नॉट डिस्टर्बिंग दिस प्रोजेक्ट. नाउ इन लेट 2024 चाइना ट्राई टू प्रेशर द KIA, दैट इज काचिन, है ना, इंडिपेंडेंस आर्मी. सो इन लेट 2024 China also pressurized, China tried to pressure the KIA during the tense talks. But when KIA took over China's rare earth mines, then China softened its approach. तब चाइना ने अपने अप्रोच को थोड़ा सॉफ्ट किया, है ना. Then KIA has also paused its role in the K3C coalition. K3C coalition क्या है? अब K3C coalition में याद रखिएगा, in under this K3C coalition, Karen National Union comes. Then Karenni National Progressive Party, that is KNPP, and Chin National Front. तो KIA ने अपना सपोर्ट इनको देना अभी रोक दिया, अपना कोलिशन रोक दिया इनके साथ. Now this shows that China still has influence over the KIA. Clear? Now what is the focus? Why it is necessary to understand Chinese focus on MNDAA and TNLA. As you can see here, this group is called as MNDAA and then TNLA. Clear? Now, why these two things are important? These two groups are important. See, now try to understand here that China is now mainly pressurizing the MNDAA and TNLA. As you can see here, TNLA, है ना. अब क्यों प्रेशर कर रहा है? Because these two groups, MNDAA and TNLA, they control the key trade routes. Until last month, MNDAA controlled the Lashio, which is the capital of northern Shan on national highway, which is also called as important trade road. And under heavy Chinese pressure, MNDAA was forced to leave the Lashio region. Now this helped the military regime in Myanmar to retake the territory without fighting. And then in late April 2025, China also arranged talks between TNLA and the regime. Now अब regime क्या जाती है? Military regime जो है म्यांमार की, वो क्या जाती है? Now the military regime wants towns like Hisipo, then Kyaukme, and then Nagongkyo. All these towns. So military regime want these towns to be back. Now TNLA still hold these towns, but they agreed to talk again in August 2025. अभी August 2025 में फिर से military और TNLA के बीच में बातचीत होगी. So China may try to coerce TNLA further before that meeting itself. So overall, when we see these kind of things, तो हमें एक चीज यहां पर क्लियर हो जाती है. Now, even some IR expert and some analyst, they say that China is interfering in Myanmar's internal matters, and that is true also. But China says both sides invited it to mediate. है ना, दोनों ही साइड को चाइना क्या करता है? इनवाइट करता है मीडिएट करने के लिए. But however, China's peace efforts are short-term fixes. Many people in Myanmar region, they do not trust China's role and they say Chinese goods and peace deals, they don't last long. तो ये कहा जाता है चाइना के बारे में. तो अब अगर हम देखें कि म्यांमार में किस तरीके से सिचुएशन को हम चेंज कर सकते हैं, So China's manipulation of Myanmar's ethnic resistance has serious impact on both Myanmar as well as India's northeast region also. Now first we are going to discuss how it is going to impact Myanmar region. Now how will it impact Myanmar? Now the first important thing, worsening the conflict, not a real peace. It is going to worse, है ना? Worsening the conflict, not a real peace. And that is true also. How? See, China is not helping to resolve the war in Myanmar region. Instead, it is pressuring some ethnic groups, ethnic armed group, to stop fighting while others are ignored or divided. And this leads to the short-term ceasefire, but long-term instability will be there. Second important thing is division among ethnic groups. जी हाँ, कैसे? Now try to understand division among ethnic groups. China's divide and rule policy is breaking alliances among the ethnic armed groups, especially the Brotherhood Alliance. And this weakens their joint military strength and also undermines their political goals like autonomy or federal democracy. Then strengthening the military junta. Now strengthening military junta. Now China's pressure on the groups like MNDAA and TNLA is helping the junta regain the territory without fighting, and this rewards the military regime even though it is widely unpopular in Myanmar region. Remember this thing. Next thing is loss of sovereignty, because China is interfering in Myanmar internal issues. So loss of sovereignty. Now how loss of sovereignty? So ethnic groups are dependent on China for aid, for fuel, for medicine. So Myanmar becomes more like a buffer zone where China decides what happen in ethnic territories. Another impact here could be undermining the NUG. What is NUG? National Unity Government. So undermining NUG, that is National Unity Government. How? So China is blocking the coordination between ethnic armed groups and the National Unity Government, which is trying to restore the democracy. And this weakens the resistance movement and also delays the democratic transition. So these impacts can be seen in Myanmar region. Apart from this, how it is going to impact India's northeast? So impact on India's northeast. Now try to understand here. First important thing, security instability will be there in border areas. Now how security instability will be there in border areas? Now Chinese influence, है ना, and ethnic armed groups. So Chinese influence over the ethnic armed groups near India's borders like Arakan Army in Rakhine State, KIA in Kachin and others, which creates the instability along the India's eastern frontier. And northeast states like, as you can see here, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, they are directly affected by the arms smuggling, refugee inflows and military movements. Clear? So second impact could be refugee crisis. It may also create refugee crisis in India. Now how refugee crisis? See, fighting in Myanmar, especially in Chin state and Sagaing region, this has led to the thousands of refugees crossing into the India, especially into the Mizoram as well as Manipur region. Now this has caused the humanitarian challenges and tensions between the local communities and governments also. Now geopolitical pressure. Geopolitical pressure. Now how geopolitical pressure? So India is concerned that China's depending role on Myanmar region, it could lead to China's control, है ना, which is close to its border, especially around the Bay of Bengal region. As you can see here, यहाँ पर चाइना का इन्फ्लुएंस, अगर चाइना का इन्फ्लुएंस म्यांमार में ज्यादा रहेगा तो चाइना का इन्फ्लुएंस बे ऑफ बंगाल में भी बढ़ जाएगा. Clear? Also, Chinese influence in northeast India also. Getting my point? So, Arakan Army's presence in Rakhine state is being watched carefully since its border with India, and also Kaladan multimodal transport and transit project, which China also eyes. Clear? So, China इन चीजों के थ्रू इंडिया के इस कलादन मल्टी मॉडल पे भी ध्यान दे रहा है. नाउ दिस इज ऑल्सो गोइंग टू इम्पैक्ट इंडियाज इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर प्रोजेक्ट्स. अब इंडिया के इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर प्रोजेक्ट्स कैसे? नाउ ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. सो द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग हियर इज like Kaladan multimodal projects or Kaladan corridor. How? So India's key project is Kaladan corridor. Clear? That, and also one more project, India Myanmar Thailand highway. So these these infrastructure projects, these projects faces risk due to instability, and if China supports groups that control these zones or pressure them, it can delay or derail Indian investment. Clear? Then apart from this strategic dilemma, another impact could be strategic dilemma. Now what is strategic dilemma here? So let me tell you, India wants to support the democratic forces in Myanmar like national unity government, but at the same time India also needs to engage with the military junta for security and trade purposes. Now China's growing control, or you can say China's growing influence, this limits the India's strategic space in Myanmar region and the broader Indo-Pacific region also. तो ये इम्पैक्ट हो सकता है, याद रखिएगा, चाइना के मैनिपुलेशन का, चाइना के इन्फ्लुएंस का. सो ओवरऑल इफ वी सी द वर्ल्ड डिबेट्स अबाउट डेमोक्रेसी, देन सोवरेनिटी. So China is already busy in shaping Myanmar's reality, village by village, road by road, deal by deal. So what's unfolding is not just a regional crisis, it is a textbook case of modern imperialism without colonizers, without borders, and without accountability. So Myanmar's ethnic fighters are being concerned not just by the bullets, but by hunger, isolation, and betrayal also. And India's borderlands, which is rich in culture yet fragile in peace, these can be the next dominoes waiting to fall if this silent war goes unchecked. So the question is not just what China is doing in Myanmar. The real question is who is watching and who is next. So if this opened your eyes, then share this video, spread the truth, and let's bring the world's attention to one of the most dangerous power plays of our time. So subscribe now, Legacy IAS Academy, for more fearless breakdowns of global issues that mainstream media will not show you. Thank you so much.